That's my 2 cents. I came to that this week. I said, that's, other than that, he's never going to be happy with any of these Jewish chicks, and that's why you take your chances and you push them away and you do whatever it is. And she would appreciate your beard, by the way, because she would think that's an act of, look at him, he's dedicated his life to this stuff, and I can really respect that. Whereas a Jewish chick would look and go, oh, that's ugly. Right? So I just think that's just all hit me. That's what you're looking for.
Well, I did realize about 15 years ago that I was very attracted to women who remind me of my mother. So even though she died before I turned 4, I still have this image of this very sweet.
She died before you turned 4?
Yeah.
You didn't put that in your book.
Okay.
You did? How come I didn't remember that?
It was very subtle.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, I'm attracted to women who are very demure and loving and nurturing and modest on the outside, and yet they're absolute tigers in other categories. Now, I don't want to think about whether or not my mother was a tiger, so we're not going to go there.
Okay. Tell me if there's anything going on in here we need to know.
I think Luke needs to hand out DVDs of Torah talks to Seventh-day Adventist women in their 20s.
That's a guy with a plan. You know, that would not be the worst idea. You could go into Schwartz and go talk her up, tell her what you're doing, scare the hell out of her, and have her quit her job. No, but the thing is, it would take so long for her to convert.
Exactly.
You really can't wait that much longer.
Exactly.
You know, but the thing is, where I see you is you're looking for this woman that doesn't exist, because let's face it, the odds of that existing is very minimal. It's like with me. I'm trying to find, Jewish women who are from, and and like you never know, they might be like in England or something. And you have to wait for them to get a visa to fly out here. What if you had a Seventh-day Adventist woman who grew up that way and she was thinking about converting to become Jewish, right? She was in the conversion program. She just converted, and then you found out she's in Egypt or something, and her name is Al-Nura.
Well, I'll give you this. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is a lot like butt sex.
Okay.
If you've had it as a kid, you don't want it when you're an adult.
Okay, lady. Only you can say something like that. All right.
That's not original to me. That's Daniel Tosh on spinach.
All right. You know what, though? I can tell you that there's some viewers who are dedicated viewers of ours. They're going to love that joke. But, all right. Yeah, that's how I am, old man. All right, so let's move on.
So hit Ellen's question right at the top.
Okay, you want me to do that?
Yeah, I like Ellen.
All right. Ellen asks, why, this was in response, let me get the back. Because remember I said, because of the way I dress, I said this in a previous show. Because of the way I dress, Jews give me a hard time when I walk outside, and they're always like, what are you doing? Right? And because they do that, so I have agoraphobia, I'm locked inside the house. Right? Okay. So I never go to shul, right? But at least I dress like this, right? So Ellen asks, wait a minute, why is dressing Jewish that important? I mean, I'm sure it's a mitzvah, but I don't know where it falls in the range of a mitzvah importance, if there is a such thing, and for instance, where it ranks next to davening and shul or a minyan. So, okay, that's a fair question, isn't it, right?
Yeah, she's great. I love Ellen.
Yeah, too bad she's not ex-SDA.
She's married.
Oh, there's that. Okay, I can handle this two ways. The idea of dressing Jewish is a very big concept. We learned this way back. We're talking about Parashat Shmos, that there are 4 things that, but based on 4 merits, the Torah tells us that the Jews were redeemed from Egypt, and based on those 4 merits, we will once again merit for the final redemption when the Mashiach comes. One of those 4 merits is that when we were in exile, and while we are in exile today, lady, you wear Jewish clothes. You don't change, you don't assimilate, you don't become part of the Goyim. Alright? So we stand out, we're different. That's what makes us kadosh. That's what makes us separated. Kedusha, holy, means separated. Doesn't mean I'm better than you, it means I'm separated from you. I'm different. And so we demonstrate that with the clothes we wear, that we don't fit in, that we wear pez, we have a long beard or whatever, that we are Jews and this is how a Jew dress. So it's inherent, it's an inherent thing, it's part of being Jewish, that you wake up, you look different, you dress different, this is who you are. How do you compare that to davening a shul and a minyan? It doesn't say by virtue of the fact that we daven in a shul or we daven in a minyan we're going to be redeemed. It doesn't say that. So the davening in a shul and davening minyan are mitzvahs. I don't know how to compare one mitzvah to another. And I'm gonna be very
dressing Jewish isn't a mitzvah. You say, which of the 613 is it? Not walking in the ways of the goyim?
Exactly.
Maybe.
Okay. I can't compare mitzvahs. I can't say what's more important, davening in a shul or
dressing Jewish.
Or checking an egg for blood. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like there's so many things. Torah says you can't compare mitzvahs because only God is the ultimate judge, and He can weigh one against the other. Okay? I can't do that. The Torah doesn't give us it doesn't rank them all.
Right.
1 through 613. It doesn't do that for us. It says these are the 613. These are what you follow, and it doesn't do a ranking thing. I don't know how to compare the two. I can say that here's the other flip of it. I have agoraphobia. I have a hard time going to a shul or to a minyan. I have a really hard time with that. I'm out the door in like 5 seconds. It's hard for me to step foot inside the shul, right? But it's not hard for me to put on these clothes and walk around in public. For whatever reason, I don't have that problem.
It's not hard for you to dress in women's clothing and walk around your apartment feeling pretty.
Thank you for explaining. Because there's a lot of people who are wondering, wow, what do you do how do you look at negligee? So thanks.
Fabulous is the answer. Fabulous.
Yes. Okay. What the hell was I saying? What was I saying, lady? Shul or minyan, right?
You're saying how you get panic attacks.
Yeah, I don't get any panic attacks, right? I don't have a aversion to going outside dressed like this. I have a problem going outside and bumping into Jews, but I like going outside. I like being outdoors. And if I can get an assurance that nobody's going to bother me, I would go out all the time and just hang out.
You're practically the Lewis and Clark of P.K. Robertson.
What does that mean?
I mean, you love exploring the great outdoors.
No, I go outside.
I mean, you're out there, you're exploring Oregon and the Pacific Ocean.
I got my cane and my walking stick.
Sailing down dangerous, fast-moving rapids.
That's me. I'm there.
You're assisted by a 16-year-old Indian girl. I mean, you are the Lewis and Clark of P.K. Robertson.
Yeah, I'm out there.
You love the great outdoors.
Okay. So, the question is, can you get a heter? Can you get a heter? I can get a heter not to go to shul or minyan because of agoraphobia, right? Can you get a heter?
And aside from the fact that they'll stone you if you step foot inside of any of the illustrious minyanim.
That's you.
Shuls in this neighborhood.
You were the one who was kicked out.
They'll see you and they'll throw stones at you.
Yeah. All right, so I hope that answered your question. All right, you got anything this week?
Oh man, I can't wait for another stimulating Rabashkin update.
We'll get to that in a second, lady. First. Boy, are you in a mood?
Can't wait to hear about the judge. Can't wait to get the old Burger King Chase connection. Learn how the guy tighten the screws on old Shalom Rabashkin. Threw him in prison and threw away the key. Can't wait to hear about some yoga community 100 miles away and how they affected the prosecution. I say, those of you, who among you can say honestly that he is immune to the excitement of another Shalom Rabashkin?
You are your own worst enemy. You are your own worst enemy. Do you know that there's people out there that tune in just for that?
I